Hey folks, Sylvia's here. I know I lately haven't been logging in like this, but I figured I would start because that's the new Sylvia, so woo! Yeah, so, finishing, I guess the last video I did was the Vale of the Twilight Wilderness areas. And then after that, I ended up getting enough levels and, just figured, screw it, just gonna reincarnate. So I hit level 20, I true reincarnated, started out at level 1 as a paladin. Took paladin up to 3 and then grabbed a level of fighter because I wanted some bonus feats. Since paladin, especially a warforged paladin who needs to waste his first feat on the body armor crap, is definitely feat stuff. So anyway, I'm a paladin now, so I just wanted to showcase this. That's me, got my fancy hat. And I'm gonna go hop into a level 2 quest on Elite called Missing in Action. It's in the marketplace, free quest. I figured it's one of the few low-level quests that I haven't made videos of, for starters. And it's generally, I think it's a good quest to do here. It's also a decent quest for a tutorial type video here too. Anyway, almost a month ago, a party descended into the sewers to chase a rumor of treasure. They never returned, and I have been retained to discover their fate. It is not likely to be pretty, but such are the realities of Stormreach. Do you want to join the search? Yes, I'd like to. Be careful down there. Kobolds and vermin are not the worst threats you face. Sometimes wild creatures and wizards' experiments also find their way into these sewers. Forget not your caution, but find out the other party's fate and return to me. So down we go, Missing in Action and Elite. So yeah, this is a good quest because it's actually kind of trap heavy, but unlike a lot of quests, you don't need a rogue to disable these traps. So I'll summon my hireling just in case. I also need to do this real quick. Well, actually I can do it from here. There we go. So when you true reincarnate, the total amount of EXP you need increases. The maximum amount of EXP you need to level up each time and to rank up increases. Forgot to drag those down there. So yeah, I'll have more time to... Ooh, wow, what hit me? Ah, news. I have a news-beating weapon. Perfect. And a trog. So yeah, I'll have more opportunity to do quests and stuff like that in quest lines. I actually had some difficulty making videos for the quest lines because I was trying to do all the quests on level, but also, occasionally wanted to play the game myself. Whoops, there we go. So I wanted to, I would end up like over leveling and then needing to bank EXP and stuff like that, and it was creating some issues. Not huge issues for sure, but some issues. So anyway, hopefully with the increase in EXP requirements, hopefully I can kind of get some of those quest lines that I had previously bypassed. So yeah, that'll be good. Anyway, to just kind of showcase what Paladins bring to the table here, as a level 3 Paladin, it's not a whole lot. Paladins get limited spellcasting abilities. I don't have access to any of those yet. They don't come until you hit Paladin 4, which I'm not going to hit until level 6, because I'm going to take another level of Fighter, I think. Stupid kobolds. Paladins get really high saves, though. I mean, like, you can see I have decent saves here. Fortitude, by far, is the better option here. But still, I have, like, solid saves all around. At a certain point, I forget what level it is, they start adding their, charisma to their saves and stuff like that. Charisma's a important save for Paladins also. Now, this will disable the traps. And I actually just got EXP for that, and I'll explain that in a second. Actually, you can see the traps here. Ultimately, when I first got to that big gate, the path split in two. You can kind of see it on my map. I went to the left. When you slay the zombies of the former party, who died around this rest shrine, I seriously just smited evil in that barrel. That's awesome. I was using the wrong weapon for this, but it doesn't matter. So anyway, paladins kind of need, their spellcasting's based off of their wisdom. Charisma also helps. Most paladins go sword and shield, or something and shield, I should say, at least. I went 2-weapon fighting, and went with a Warforged. I'm a robot now, in case you didn't notice. So yeah, after I hit that lever, by the way, just real quick, these traps would have activated. In this one, it's electric traps. The other one, I think they're spike traps, but we'll find out when we get to them. And then those levers were hidden there, or actually, were they levers? Yeah. Were hidden behind the hidden doors, and you had to hit 3 of them to disable it. So anyway, Warforged and Paladin. Paladins, when you first make your Paladin, you have to choose, like, the god that you follow, basically. And it's limited by race. So, like, everybody can pick, I think, the Sovereign Flame, or the Silver Flame and the Sovereign Host, or something like that. Elves get access to another one. Dark Elves get access to another. I don't think Dwarves or Halflings get anything unique. And then Warforged can do the Lord of Blades. Real quick, just like the other one, these levers will disable the traps. Oh, you know, I should heal myself. Wow. Can I get a heal? Wow, that was awesome. I like the part where my hireling just kind of stood there and didn't do anything. That was really good timing, though, because I was like, well, you know, I'm kind of low HP. I should probably heal myself. Bam! Dead. And then, yeah, my hireling kind of just stood there and let it happen. That was cool. To be fair, just on a side note, that's like me being an idiot with my hireling. Like, I should keep my hireling closer to me at all times. Because when you first do this, like, his skills go on a cooldown. I don't know exactly how long it lasts, but it prevents the hireling from hitting you with a heal initially. Look that I have a halfling wearing a bathing suit, top, and cornrows, it looks like. So, like, to prevent this from happening, I probably should, you know, like, utilize my hireling better, but I consistently don't. If you get your hirelings too close to the battle, they aggro monsters, like, furiously. Anyway. So, Paladin. I went with the Warforged because all the weapons options suck. I think the Sovereign Host is longbows? Like, what kind of Paladin uses a longbow? And there he is, right there. So yeah, the other one gives you long swords, and long swords are an okay, if not stellar, weapon. Generally speaking, you want weapons with higher critical threat numbers or critical threat ranges. I personally prefer weapons that have a higher range because you get less overkill in that case. So to say, like, I'd rather crit more often for 2 times damage because that will always be useful unless the enemy has exactly enough HP for it to die in 1 hit. In which case the double damage would be, you know, overkill. With a ×3 weapon, if the enemy had enough HP so that it would die in 1 hit, you're overkilling it, and if the enemy also had enough HP that you would kill it in 2 hits, you're also going to end up overkilling it. That said, big numbers are cool. Like, hitting a solid, like, 200 or something like that is kind of cool in and of itself. But anyway. So yeah, like, longswords aren't great. I think the other ones get to pick scimitars, and scimitars are a solid weapon. I think. I would need to double check that to make sure, and I'm going to do that real quick. I'm going to pause. Okay, yeah, double checked. Elves and half-elves can take the Undying Court, which gets them access to scimitars. Scimitars do, on average, 1 point less damage than a longsword in a normal attack. 1d8 for longswords, 1d6 for the scimitars. But scimitars have a 18 to 20 times 2 critical, whereas the longsword has a 19 to 20. So the scimitar is the vastly superior weapon, in other words. Especially when you start talking about the whole bunch of various effects that trigger on critical hits and stuff like that. But yeah, that's limited to elves and half-elves, neither of which I was really into playing. Plus, I wanted to go... I didn't really want to do the whole sword and shield thing. I wanted to go two-handed, so here we are. And then Dark Elves are the only people that can take Volkor. And Volkor gives them short swords, which are also pointless. You know what I'm saying? So now we've got the traps active, and we've got that dude. So yeah, I went with the Warforged, even though Warforged bring in a lot of oddities into the game. Warforged are, like, inherently... They have, like, base fortification. By the way, you can see the traps. Traps. They're, like, inherently fortified. They can't wear armor. They wear what's called, like, a docent, something like that. I'm not really sure. They also use a feat to get body armor, so I have, like, adamantine body. You could also get mithril body, or you could go with none. Healing spells are 50% as effective on them, but they can be cured by repair spells. So yeah, they can be cured by repair spells. They have a whole bunch of other weirdities. I can actually kind of showcase them real quick. It's under Warforged traits, yeah. Warforged are naturally immune to sleep, energy drain, nausea, sickness, exhaustion, and paralysis, except for those that physically hold them in place. So they can still be hit by hold person, I believe, but they can't be hit by, like, paralysis, poison, or something like that. Sleep effects don't hit them. Energy drain is huge. Energy drain is, like, one of the most annoying things in the world. Negative levels, beholders hit you with them all the time, and that's what makes beholders a disaster and a nightmare to fight. Energy drain is usually blocked by death ward effects, but beholders dispel. Nausea, sickness, and stuff like that are common to certain types of monsters, ghouls and trogs. Exhaustion is hit by various effects and stuff like that. So you got that. You're immune to ability score damage from natural poisons and natural diseases, but are vulnerable to those that specifically affect wood or metal. I'm not really sure exactly how that works, but I'm pretty sure that just means that you can't be poisoned by monsters and have your, like, strength drop. You get a 10 racial bonus to saving throws against magical poisons, and you do not fail saving throws against them on a roll of 1. If you are transformed into a different type of creature, you will lose these benefits. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, you have, like, inherent level of fortification. I think that's somewhere around here. Adamantine body is what I picked up. That gives me heavy armor, basically, and I've got damage reduction to adamantine. So yeah, that's what that brings to the table. The big issue, though, is still the fact that they can't be healed, and you have to use some enhancements on that. Anyway, Paladin brings a notable concept here. The prestige line I have is adding the light damage. The rest of that special damage is coming from my weapons. Paladin also gets Smite Evil. Smite Evil deals damage based off of... Well, let's look at it real quick. Whoop. Call Paladin's ability to strike down evil creatures, gaining twice your charisma bonus to your attack roll and damage bonus based on your Paladin's level. Smite returns at 1 every 90 seconds. Nothing super great, but the like prestige enhancement lines looked pretty cool, so I'm enjoying them. Thresh. So yeah, this dude's the boss. I got this nice, there we go, cleave attack that deals extra damage. Alright, Thresh better have a, there we go, there's his chest. So yeah, decent EXP. Daily playthrough bonus, what is that? I've never seen that before. And look at that, a bunch of junk. Alright, boo-boo. So yeah, we recall out. So yeah, that was just a simple quest. I just wanted to showcase my new character, basically. And also, I guess it helps to see how the traps worked. And And once I get my reward, I'll actually go through my equipment, in case anybody cares. If you don't, it doesn't matter. Alright. They were all dead. This is sad news, but hardly unexpected. I will tell my client that the search is over. We never had a chance of saving these people, but thank you for trying. Of course, though you might have warned me about all the traps. She doesn't say anything in response to that. Nope, she didn't say anything in response to that. Check that out. I'm kind of surprised. Oh, whatever. Alright, +2 insulated heavy thorn guard. Alright, junk. Junk. Wisdom and fire absorption. Junk, basically. Fortification and thorn guard. That's not bad, except I can't wear it. Yeah, Warforged can't wear normal armor. Cold absorption and junk. Sonic absorption, lightning guard, junk. Junk, hardy ring of magnetism. Also kind of junk, but I'll take the hardy ring, whatever. Alright, yeah, so for now, like, favorite, comment, subscribe, check me out on Patreon, Twitter, Facebook. Anybody who's interested in my equipment and stuff like that can take a look here. For starters, my docent here is a minimum level 22 one, so I'm wearing like an epic level docent, which I shouldn't be. The game is letting me wear something that I definitely shouldn't be. It has an absolute minimum level of 22, but a minimum level of 2 for some reason, because of the blue augment. And I think the empty blue augment is what's, like, weirding out the game. Regardless, it's giving me 24 armor class, which is awesome, which is why I have a stupid 40 armor class right now. If necessary, though, I do have a backup one that gives me additional damage versus undead, which I'll also aberrations and monsters humanoids, which I'll wear in the event that ever becomes relevant, or if I'm unable to wear this one for some reason. Goggles are giving me +2 to my wisdom. That's like utterly pointless, but I needed something for that slot and didn't have anything better. I also have a pair of goggles with a permanent secret door detection effect on it, which is pretty useful. I crafted those myself. They don't exist in-game otherwise, as far as I know. The only downside to those is, like, you know, in the past I used ones that were clicky. The clickies are nice because, you know, you hit it and then you just go back to whatever you want. And then it's on until you die or it runs out. These, I actually need to know where the secret doors are in the quest. So if you don't know the quest well, you might kind of miss things and stuff like that. Not a big deal, though. Helm of Resistance 2, I crafted this. It's just giving me +2 to my saves. Also, I thought it looked funny. I actually purchased several helmets to find one that I thought was I liked the most. Necklace is giving me +2 to my Constitution score. No trinket. Cloak of Protection, crafted this also, giving me +2 deflection bonus to my AC. This I looted. Hasty Belt. It's giving me Insightful Spell Resistance, which I'm pretty sure doesn't do anything. No, it's giving me 2 spell resistance. Whatever. I basically think enemies will only fail that on a roll of a 1, which I guess is better than not. The important part, though, is it's giving me Double Strike 2, giving me a 2% chance to double strike, which, where does that show up? It shows up somewhere, right? Not under base attack bonus. Maybe here? Oh, well. Really? Really? Oh, right there, attack bonuses. Yeah, so I have a 2.29% chance of double strike. Whatever. Better than nothing. This ring is giving me 6 bonus to my diplomacy, which is basically pointless, and a 2 enchantment bonus to physical and magical resistance ratings. That's making me take 1.96 less damage, I guess, from those. It's not huge, but it's better than nothing. Gloves are giving me strength 2. I crafted them myself. Boots, dodge bonus of 2%, which is pretty solid for level 3 stuff, plus feather falling, which is nice. The other ring, natural armor 1, and it's giving me the feat mobility. I crafted this myself also. The nice part is mobility is something that I shouldn't normally be able to wear. I shouldn't be able to use because you can't use it with metal armor, but apparently that's not how Warforged work. So mobility is giving me +2 dodge and some other things that are mostly irrelevant. But the +2 to dodge is the important part, and also +1 natural armor. Gauntlets, robust bracers of physical resistance. The poison ward grants the wearer immunity to natural poisons, which I already had, and grants a +2 enchantment bonus to saving throws against magical poisons, which I already had plus 10, but I think that'll stack. Otherwise, that part's not really important. We've also got insightful, physical, yeah, because this one's giving me a +2 enchantment bonus to physical and magical resistance, and this one's giving me an enchantment bonus to physical resistance. So, I mean, like, not huge, not bad, though. I might ultimately, like, they might be something I scrap eventually. Because I did pick up this nice pair of gloves here. Dex 3 and Deadly 2. Yeah, I might replace the bracers with strength bracers. Yeah, I'll do that then. So yeah, that's all that stuff. On the other hand, I have an extra cloak that's giving me +2 charisma, which is useful when I use my paladin lay on hands ability, which is a healing thing. I also have a feather falling cloak, which I actually don't need anymore because I have the feather falling boots. And then I've got multiple anger steps, 2 anger steps, and an expeditious root boots, which I totally forgot to use in that quest, by the way. Weapon-wise, simple +2 throwing axe, returning. A True Law Darkwood Club of Everbright. Whee! True Law deals law damage to non-lawful enemies. This is a weapon basically used entirely for killing slimes and rust monsters, because Everbright makes it immune to those types of things, damage from those things. And those monsters that I just listed are always, almost always at least, true neutral. So the True Law hits them. So this is just a weapon for killing those things. I got my main weapon, which is a +1 Screaming Greatsword of Bleeding. Bleeding deals 1 to 8 damage to targets that are vulnerable to bleeding. Basically enemies that have blood. Elementals, constructs, plants, I guess. Undead, and I'm sure there's probably a few other things, and then some like random monsters that don't bleed. But yeah, everything else basically takes 1d8, which is a solid amount of damage to take. And then Screaming just deals 1 to 6 sonic damage, and pretty much nothing is resistant to sonic damage in this game, so sonic damage was a solid choice. And then my Undead Killer, Lesser Undead Bane, and then Acid on it, and +1. I was actually going to go... Lesser Undead Bane just makes the weapon have a count as a +2 and also deals 1 to 6 Bane damage against the enemies. And then Acid, you know, is pretty self-explanatory. I was actually going to go with Greater or Regular Undead Bane, and I would have gone with just an Acid Undead Bane and not been able to fit the +1 onto it for my level requirements. But there was a material that I needed and I didn't have and that nobody was selling and that I basically can't effectively get. So here we are. Anyway, folks, that was just an explanation of my equipment in case anybody cared. I am going to actually remove these bracers because ultimately the +2 to physical resistance rating isn't really huge. And I like these new gloves better, so I'm going to put strength gloves on. Anyway, doesn't matter. Alright, folks, again, for anybody who stuck with me until this point, like, favorite, comment, subscribe, check me out on Patreon, Twitter, and Facebook. Also, while I'm at it, in case anybody cares, too. That's what that current piece of armor looks like. And here's what I look like when I take it off. That's my, like, default body. And this is what I look like when I put my other one on. I kind of like the green. Anyway, one other thing, too. If you're so willing, the next time you watch one of my videos, you could click on one of my ads, because that gets me, like, 10 cents. And costs, like, basically 0 effort on anybody's part. Anyway, folks, I'll see you guys later.